What's up, everyone? My name is Morcie, and if you're new to this channel, I encourage others to live with effortless ease. And today, I'd like to share with you all 3 habits that disrupt the process of observing thought. A practice that's meant to be simple. You know, there's only one thing you really need to know. One thing you have to remember when you're observing your thoughts. We're keeping it simple. Simple. And that is allowing thoughts to flow, emotions to flow. Giving them space. If you watched my videos about observing your thoughts, you've heard this before. This is all familiar. For me, I enjoy repeating this. I don't mind it, because this is how you flow through the world that you live in, through allowing. There is so much that we don't have control over. And it's important that we start that practice within, through observing thought, through allowing. The goal here is to use our mind less. To use our mind less. When you observe your thoughts, you are not using your mind. You're stepping back. You are becoming the space around the thought, the space around the emotion, or you can be the one behind it. However you choose to see it, just remember and know that you are not the thought. You are not the emotion. You're free from it, even though it might feel so real, because it does feel real. So number one habit that we must be aware of when observing thought is expectation. I love to share stories about my journey observing thought. I'll probably be sharing them for the rest of my life. Or, whatever. But it's important to understand that you might hear me tell a story where I say afterwards, I felt one with the trees, I felt one with the squirrels and the birds, I felt one with the things around me. And you might be like, okay, so when I observe my thought, I'm supposed to feel bliss, I'm supposed to feel joy, this is what I'm supposed to feel. That's an expectation. So my goal for you, my message to you, is to drop your expectation. Drop this idea that you're supposed to feel joy. Drop this idea you're supposed to feel bliss. Go into it as if this is a new adventure. There's only one thing you have to do, and that is allow. No expectation. Don't worry about the outcome. The outcome will be what it's supposed to be. In the moment, that is your primary focus, the present moment. Being aware of the thoughts that are flowing through your mental field. Number 2, the second habit that you must become aware of when observing thought is resistance. Resistance. We feel this emotion coming and we don't want to feel it. We don't want to feel it. We're resisting. No. We're not allowing it to be. We're not giving it space. We are forgetting, we're overlooking, we're becoming far too drawn into the thought, far too drawn into the emotion, that we unconsciously think it is a part of who we are. We make that emotion, we make that thought part of our identity. When you observe thought, thoughts are flowing through your mind. Thoughts that you heard throughout the day, from the songs you listened to, the movies you watched, the advertisements you've seen, the words that someone has shared with someone else or with you. They're coming through your mind. They come with visualizations too. All that stuff, and what comes next is an emotion. Your job is this, to sit there as I am. I want to explain, I want to show you how to observe thought, but like I said, it's very simple, and the goal is to use your mind less. So as I share this with you, just know that it's not going to be entirely realistic because I'm speaking out loud, okay? So you're there, you're sitting there, and there goes that thought, that one thought that, hey, maybe you were trying to run from. There goes that feeling you were trying to distract yourself with. You didn't want to confront it. You went on Instagram instead. You went on Twitter instead of dealing with that feeling, instead of confronting that thought, confronting that feeling, and allowing it to be. Now it's here. You can feel it in the stomach. You can see it in your mind. You sit there and you watch. You watch. You can do it with me. You watch. And eventually, what happens with me is that power that I once gave it, that reality that I once gave that thought, I gave that thought, it made it a reality. The reality that I once made that thought, it's not there. It's just a thought. It's just that. It's just what it is. You are making these steps into the isness of life. The isness, what is. There's a difference between judging and the actuality of the moment, of what you feel. And that brings me to my next point, number 3. The third habit that we must become aware of. And notice I say become aware of and not say don't or stop. All you're doing is become aware of it. We're not fighting against. There's nothing we're fighting against. Awareness is our greatest protection. So number 3, the next habit we must become aware of is control. Control. I think there was a question in the comment section of one of my videos about being able to choose only the thoughts you want in your mind, right? It's important to remember that thoughts come from the collective consciousness. They come from this energy field. And depending on where we are, we think different things. You go in the mall, you're thinking about buying stuff. You're at a football game, you're thinking about what team you want to win. Thoughts that flow through your mind are just flowing through your mind. They're not yours. Eckhart Tolle, he said something that I really liked. He says that we don't actually think thoughts. Thoughts are happening to us. So it's not that we are thinking, it's that we are being thought. So start to shift your perception of thought. Thoughts are just flowing through your mind. Your awareness is the filter. And whenever you find yourself judging a thought as good or bad, it's important to step back because you're judging. You're judging in the way of, because sometimes there is a good judgment. So I don't want to, you know, steer you from not having any sort of judgment at all. But I'm talking about judgment in terms of when you begin to take a thought personally. Once again, when you are identifying with it, then you're judging it. You're saying, this is not a good thought. This is a bad thought. And I don't want this thought. I don't want it. So what you're doing is you're clashing. You are resisting. You're trying to fight it. You're trying to control what you think. So when you sit back, you can do it with me. Let's do it together. You sit back, that thought's there. You say, I only want good thoughts. Drop that expectation, drop it. We're going on a new journey. We don't know what's gonna happen when we observe our thoughts. We don't know. But we just know that we are not the thought. You sit back. There goes that thought. It's there. You feel something. Feel it. Allow it to be there. Give it some room. It's trying to come in. Allow it to be there. It doesn't have any power over you. That thought, it has no power. It's there. And when you stop feeding it through your awareness, you stop feeding it, it ends up having no meaning. It ends up not being a part of you. It's just a thought. You know? So remember, as you observe thought, just allow. That's all you need to know. That's it. We're using our mind less. You know, there really is not a technique for it, because when you think about technique, you're using your mind. And the goal is to use your mind less by just stepping back, and essentially you could be going into your body, right? In a way, you're going into the body, because many times we're so in our mind that we become unaware of our body, the feelings. That's why it's so important to do body scans, especially when you're feeling anxiety. That's why it's so beneficial to do body scans. And you step back, you're out of your mind, you're in your body. You feel this sense of space, presence, that is essentially you. You're just aware of what's flowing through your mind. And that is empowering. That is empowering. I end up laughing I laugh because laughter breaks through the ego. You know, a while ago, you know, I was dealing with this thought that just kept coming up, and I was trying to fight it. And I was like, you know what? I need to sit down. I need to just allow it to be there. Just be like, it's okay if you have this thought. It's okay if you feel this way. It's okay. You're human. This is what you're feeling. It's almost insane in a way to go against the present moment, because the present moment is what it is. This is what's happening. And when you see it from that way, you're like, okay, well, I don't want to be insane, so let me just allow. That's what goes through my head. I was like, I don't want to go insane from trying to resist what I'm feeling. I just want to be. So I allowed myself to feel. And the more I did that, I freed myself from it. And I laughed today. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I allowed that idea, that thought that I wasn't capable of doing something. I can't believe I thought that. I gave it so much power. And now I've transcended it and I feel so much better. Allow. If you take one thing from this video today, it is allow. Use your mind less. My name is Morcie. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like down below. That really helps this video go through the YouTube algorithm. And also, I just want to thank everyone for your comments. It really helps me to understand what it is you all want to hear more. And many times, if I am not completely sure of something, it's something that helps me to dig deeper. So it's really, we're all working together. It's very helpful. You know, I really find that I'm learning more. The more people that come onto this page, you know, I'm very appreciative. So thank you for all of your kind comments. And I hope this video gave you some clarity. I hope this video answered some of your questions. You know, my goal on this channel is to encourage you to live with effortless ease. Effortless means simple, allowing, and you're flowing. You are the flow. My name is Morcie. Check out these 2 videos right here. Until next time, peace.